There's so many firsts, lasts, and in-betweens. We're certainly not the last class to get a smile and a kiss from Bruiser walking across campus. We are never going to be the last class to begin our college careers by serving our local community and pursuing our passions. Above all else, come hell or high water, we will never be the last class to come to Adrian College and find a motivated and supportive community of students, faculty, and staff, and leave with the skills and tools needed to be inspiring industry leaders and professionals with high hopes and dreams for our bright futures ahead. The people and the experiences that we are most grateful for are the ones that will continue us on this upward path for the rest of our lives. In the spirit of gratitude, thank you to my fellow classmates for being a part of this community with me. Whether we spent most of these moments together or barely crossed paths, you contributed your gifts and talents to continue the legacy of this incredible community. Thank you for prioritizing the preservation of the Adrian College experience and for continually seeking to develop the institution's ability to develop both the knowledge in our heads and the care in our hearts.
Thank you to the roommates, friends, teammates, and peers who, although we have only known each other for 4 years, it seems impossible to think about being surrounded by anyone else in the coming weeks. We celebrated each other's accomplishments, became each other's biggest cheerleaders, and never let each other struggle alone. College has been called the most formative years of our lives, but I can say for certain that these last 4 years have included both the most amazing and most difficult moments of my life. One constant, however, is the support of my friends through it all. It is impossible to thank everyone who makes up our AC family. Together, you have each played an integral role in helping us achieve this momentous milestone.
And you be proud to be a graduate of Adrian College. It's a good day to be a Bulldog. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2023.
Today's students on the threshold of a magical time in your life, a time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and opportunity. A time when you will always look back at and say, you know what? Those were incredibly special years. Never experienced before I arrived.
Live from Little Caesars Arena, it's Bulldog basketball in the Motor City. Adrian College hosting the Trine University Thunder, the number 7 team in the land. And here at the Pizza Palace, nothing would be more delicious than a big upset over a conference rival. I'm Calvin Keys, joined by Braden Packard today, courtside at Little Caesars Arena. Detroit Pistons took down the Oklahoma City Thunder. Hopefully the Adrian Bulldogs can take down the Trine Thunder now. And what do they have to do to accomplish that, Braden?
Well, they need to keep up that consistency like they have been for the last few games. What they need to continue to do is give the ball to number 32, Josh Jordan, and give it to number 10, Nick Seifert, as they seem to be the lead ball handlers for this Adrian Bulldog squad.
Bulldogs certainly have a lot of talent. Player that I'll certainly be watching is DJ Morrow. He's a freshman from Lake Orion, Michigan. Has had some strong performances so far this year. Bulldogs coached today by Tim Kaiser. Trine University led by Brooks Miller in his 13th season on the bench, as starting lineups being announced for both teams. Nick Seifert and Braylon Dickerson heading out for the Bulldogs. Josh Recksteiner will join them. What are you looking forward to most in this matchup, Braden?
I want to see if Braylon Dickerson can start getting hot from 3, because usually the last few games he's just been hot. As last game he made 4 3-pointers in the first half. and he kept up with that consistency by making 2 more. So if he can keep up that consistency, stay hot from 3, that will really be the make or break right here in the first half.
Morrow certainly putting on some strong shooting performances so far this season, as we're just moments away from tip here in Detroit. A big day for athletics. Detroit Pistons take down the Oklahoma City Thunder for their 6th win of the season. Detroit Lions playing in the NFC Championship against the San Francisco 49ers. But the biggest game on tap in Motown is Bulldogs versus Thunder. Josh Jordan will go up opposite Emmanuel Magnanglo. Officials ready to get us going here from courtside. The tip, Bulldogs have it. It's Josh Rechsteiner. We're underway here at LCA. Rechsteiner starting up top from the Pistons logo. This is dished over to Dickerson. Seifert on the far side. He'll drive in. Long toss over and a turnover right to Cortez Garland. Garland taking it the other way. He'll pull up. Opts not to shoot. Working one-on-one with Rechsteiner. This is handed off to Magnanglo. Now it'll find Garland up top. Swings it over quickly to Smiley. Moving towards the cup. Garland again, the dribble drive, and layup is no good. Nice rebound by Magnanglo. Resetting things now for Brent Cox. What do you see offensively from Trine here early on, Braden?
They set a lot of picks so that their people could get wide open and get the right opportunity, because it doesn't take 1 pick. It always takes at least 2 picks for it to set in motion. So it's really nice to see that they're implementing their big men in their plays.
Picks creating space for looks, but Garland's opening layup misses the rim. Here's Kendall Chrisman the other way. Pass is broken up. Dickerson dished out. Rechsteiner all alone up top, and that one rattles out. Good ball movement from the Bulldogs after we saw a turnover and a couple of near turnovers there on that last possession. Pulling up here is Cortez Garland. He'll miss the shot, and it's back to Chrisman. Rechsteiner from the left side. Matched up with Cox. He'll reset for Seifert. Seifert swinging this one wide again for Chrisman. Stops up Josh Jordan all alone. Sends it off the back of the rim too strong. That was an open look and one that Jordan needs to capitalize on moving forward.
He should have went for the backboard there. He tried getting the clean tear drop, but that's all right, as this is still early on in the first half.
Meanwhile, the Thunder looking to try and score the first points of this game. Still scoreless, almost 2 minutes in. Trying to change that was Aiden Smiley. He's unable to. Dickerson the other way. Here's Seifert holding on. He'll bounce for Dickerson once more. Braylon Dickerson lost the handle, somehow able to salvage it. And it's into the corner. KC for 3. Kendall Chrisman gives the Bulldogs a 3-0 lift.
How do you do?
How did Chrisman end up so wide open in that corner, Braden?
Well, it was the court vision from his fellow teammates. It was just Braylon Dickerson able to get it back from a near turnover, and they were not expecting that, leading him to be wide open.
Scrappy play by the Bulldogs defensively. Ball ends up in the hands of Rechsteiner. Bobbled it, maybe a little bit of nerves early for the Bulldogs as Seifert's try is short, but drew the contact in the foul. He'll go to the line. Foul going against Brent Cox, the first of this contest. Nick Seifert will head to the line, and what do you like from the Bulldogs here early on, Braden?
They're not afraid to withstand the contact early on. They've been driving to the basket, trying to get the easy points in the paint, but that's all right, as it has capitalized in the free throw opportunity.
Seifert, a 61.5% shooter from the stripe. Here's his first. This one will bounce out. Checking in for the Thunder will be Nate Tucker in to replace Brent Cox. Tucker, a sophomore from Marshall, Michigan, standing at 6'5". The percentages say that Seifert will make the second one, and he will. 4-0 the scoreline in favor of the home team on paper, Adrian College. Had the shorter drive here as a whistle will blow.
I believe this will be
stoppage here as we're going to adjust the clock.
I believe this will still be Trine's ball.
Trine University coming off of some big wins in recent games, taking down the number 3 team in the country, the Calvin Knights. That was a big contest between the 2 favorites in the MIAA, taking it in a tight one, 74-71 on the road. What's the feeling around this Trine team after getting a big win like that, trying to carry the momentum into today?
Well, it kind of reminds me of that matchup that Adrian had earlier in the year, and that we almost had an upset like that. But Trine was able to pull it off, so it makes me feel like that Trine is a more complete team, but that's all right as Bulldogs have that grit.
Calvin looks like a very beatable team despite their high ranking. Maybe a little bit of the prestige around the program influencing their ranking in the poll. Meanwhile, swooping to the cup is Smiley, and the rebound and the finish will be credited to Fred Garland, and the Thunder have their first points of this contest, Braden. How important is the second effort like that from Garland to get points on the board for Trine University?
Well,
this is Chrisman down low, meantime, and he'll draw contact, as you were saying.
Second chance opportunity points is what really makes or break a game early on, is because if you're able to get the board and be able to get that second chance bucket, that's how you continue to stay in the lead, and that's how you continue to stay in this game. As Trine is trying to come back into this as it's only a 2-point game.
Kendall Chrisman at the charity stripe with 16:29 to go in this first half. Hits the first to make it 5-2 as moving in for Trine will be Drew Moore, replacing Smiley. A couple of personnel changes already for Trine University.
Drew Moore is a junior from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and went to Forest Hills Northern High School. He's been playing a consistent role for this Thunder squad.
Chrisman, perfect from the line. Bulldogs 3 for 4 in the game so far on free throws. Drew Moore, Magnanglo, then Moore again. Looking for Garland on the far side. Fred Garland will hand this one off. Pull-up jumper. Bounces off the rim a couple of times from Drew Moore, and then the reach-in foul is called against Nate Tucker for the Thunder. Trying to rip it away from Rex Steiner. Is that the right call there on the battle down low in the post?
Well, it's kind of hard of a call to make because people have different angles on this current situation. It might have been a foul. It might have been the right call. From what I've looked at it, that was the right call.
Dickerson will receive the inbound pass as Seifert hustling to get there, and the press from the Thunder causing issues for the Bulldogs. They're going to get possession back. What does Adrian need to do to work their way out of that heavy press from Trine in that situation?
What they need to do is just need to get more open. Because Trine, they're just playing that lockdown defense early on in the game, and that's all right as Bulldogs are able to play it right back, as that'll be Braylon Dickerson with the ball.
Bulldogs battling here to start. They're up by 4. Nice play by Rex Steiner to pick it off, but this springs Fred Garland up the floor, and he'll just lay it in nice and easy to make it a 2-point contest. Sloppy passing has been the storyline for both teams so far.
True. They just need to hold their water just a little bit longer and wait for their teammate just to get that little bit wide open. You can't rush a pass and you can't rush a shot in the game of basketball.
Jordan tossed out for Rex Steiner. Seifert down low, nearly had it swatted away by Garland. Looking for an escape route. He'll turn and pop one as he's fouled. Shot won't go. Seifert, another opportunity at the line. How about that creativity from Seifert to pivot like that to get away from the pressure, and nearly made the shot as well, drawing the foul.
It was phenomenal footwork in the post to manipulate his opponent to make it seem like he was going to go for the fadeaway jumper, but he went right into just a normal mid-range. Nice little dream shake right there, as one would call it.
It was a nightmare for the Thunder player that was guarding him. Seifert still at the line, as we'll see Darius Welch for the first time today. Josh Jordan checking out for Adrian College. Bulldogs sporting just a 5-13 record going into this game, but have a 2-game winning streak with some wins in their conference play against Olivet and Kalamazoo College, as Seifert will hit the second. Scoreline 8-4 in favor of the Bulldogs. Looking to change that is Garland. Rex Steiner, yet another steal. He's been pesky defensively so far, Braden. And stepping out there was Seifert, so Trine's going to get possession right back. It's just a teeter-totter of possession, quickly swaying back and forth.
So early on in this first half, too, with just about 5 minutes played. Still only a 4-point game right now, 8-4.
This is swung over by Moore. Trying to create space for himself is Smiley. The smothering pressure of Rechsteiner. Again, this is bobbled down on the floor by Cusack. Tossed high in the air to Drew Moore. Whistle blows, and Bulldogs will get the basketball back. Did you see what transpired here on the near side of the court?
Unfortunately, I was unable to see that as I was looking at the play happening, because I saw a wide open Trine player in the corner. I thought that was honestly going to be the play, but they swung it out to number 4, Drew Moore, for the tray instead. Maybe
Trine stepped out of bounds there on the near side. We see DJ Morrow for the first time this afternoon. Mike Reitnauer as well, who has the ball. Seifert receives it in the corner, trying to walk the baseline. Head coach Tim Kaiser directing Seifert to get out of that corner where they're trying to trap him. Reitnauer looking for Welch. That pass under his hands, and we'll have a stoppage. Ball back in possession of the Thunder. It's 8-4 here with 14:20 to go in the first half. You're watching NCAA Division III basketball here on Adrian College TV. Glad you're with us from Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan. Drew Moore passing this one over. Makes its way to Garland. Puts up a shot. That one short off the front iron. And Rechsteiner working ever so hard to find yet another basketball down on the hardwood. Nick Seifert with the rock in tow. Moving out for Morrow. Tightly defended by Moore. Rechsteiner again. Covering him as Cox. A poor pass. And off to the races here is Garland. Another lay-in. Back to a 2-point game.
Phenomenal layup from number 11, Cortez Garland. You just can't make that up, as he's done that twice, taking it coast to coast.
Welch draws the reach in for Cortez Garland. What did you see on the play? It looked like he had great awareness to see where that pass was going to go and read it like a book.
Darius Welch has been playing that consistent defensive role for this Adrian Bulldog squad, as he's only a freshman this year. And he's just been continuing to improve and improve as he's learning the game, because the jump from high school to college is a huge one. So for him to be able to understand that, be able to lock in, is a phenomenal job.
Jordan interchanging with Welch. And now it'll be Nate Tucker in for Drew Moore. Dickerson to start this on the baseline with 20 seconds on the shot clock. Seifert from the right wing. Seifert dropped the basketball. Plenty of turnovers early on for the Bulldogs have proved detrimental. Still they lead by 2 as Dickerson will steal it right back. Again, this is Dickerson trying to thread the needle, and he is stifled. Emmanuel Magnanglo says no.
He's doing that with a cast, ladies and gentlemen.
Pretty impressive. Gutting it out with that hand injury that you just observed, Braden. As Garland stopped up, we'll see a foul call on DJ Morrow as Kendall Chrisman moving in for the Bulldogs and Jace Cusack for the Thunder. Fred Garland will put this ball back in play. Looking out to the far side, found by Tucker. Again, an error with the clock, as that's the second time so far in this game where we've had to make adjustments and stop the play. How does that make it difficult for both of these teams to find their footing with the frequent pauses in momentum we've seen?
Like you're saying, there's frequent pauses in momentum so that they just can't keep up that consistency going forward. You lose that hot streak, or it's kind of like a lighter. You have the lighter down, you have the flame going, but once you let go of it, the flame's gone. You gotta light that flame back up for it to keep on going as they're trying to warm back up.
Smiley in towards Garland, matched up with Dickerson. Garland, the foul on Dickerson. Garland, a nice play there to draw that contact on a little pump fake towards Dickerson.
Phenomenal job to fake it, the first shot, to get him jumping, and he just withstood the contact to draw the foul. Phenomenal job.
Fouls on Dickerson and Morrow so far in this game. As the shot from the free throw line is sunk by Trine's Fred Garland. Garland's a guy who shoots 69% from the free throw line.
Nice.
He'll make the second 100% on this trip to the line. Mike Reitnauer in for DJ Morrow. Morrow heading up the floor. This is Chrisman now. Interchanges for Jordan. 12:34 to go in this first half. It's a tie game, all square at 8. 15 seconds to shoot for the Bulldogs. Trine doing a good job staying in front of him right now. This is skipped for Jordan. Goes down to the floor and lost the handle. Trine will grab it again.
Trine doing a phenomenal job defensively. They're tied right up right now, so you need to see more of some of that offensive consistency here. It's getting close to that 10-minute mark here in this first half.
Smiley controlling. Tucker bouncing it low for Cox. Maybe the ball, someone must have greased it up before the game started because it seems to be slipping out of everyone's hands. Garland got the elbow up, the forearm shiver that he delivered to Morrow, and that's a foul call. Bulldogs get it back.
Looks like
three new personnel for Trine now. It's Drew Moore, Cortez Garland, and Emmanuel Magnanglo. Magnanglo, a native of the African nation of Benin. DJ Morrow crosses over the timeline. Leaves it in the lap of Chrisman. This is sent around the perimeter. Reitnauer, Dickerson once more. Morrow, skip for Kendall. Chrisman pulls up, pops, and places it right in the cup. Garland. Fred Garland, sort of the conductor of this orchestra that is Trine's offense at the moment, as stopping, shooting, scoring. Drew Moore. Moore scores. Morrow looking to score himself. And Trine calls in the SWAT team, Magnanglo. Nice pump fake from DJ Morrow to try and answer after he was blocked initially. Mike Reitnauer table-topped as Moore will come down with the ball. Here's Drew Moore again. And Trine will travel to give the ball back to Adrian. Rechsteiner back in, a player that has shown a lot of heart so far today. Welch heads in. Jordan and Reitnauer out for the Bulldogs with 10:59 to go in this first half. 10 points for both teams. Bulldogs shooting 2 for 7 from the field. Trine 4 for 11. Morrow, Welch, corner. Chrisman clangs off the iron. Dickerson, big board, big finish.
Phenomenal job from Dickerson to get the second chance bucket.
Aiden Smiley, Magnanglo. Left for Garland once more. Fred Garland turns the corner on Morrow and a little chef's kiss off the glass.
Bone appetit.
Rechsteiner looking for Dickerson. Braylon Dickerson through traffic. Chrisman, who's been the best shooter so far for Adrian College, off the bench. Chrisman put him on skates and put it in the hole.
Chrisman is feeling himself right now. He is hyped.
He's been the Bulldogs' best player so far in this game, as this will be sent to the corner. Walking out of that territory is Smiley. This is Cortez Garland. Cortez and Fred, I have to imagine, are siblings from Detroit, Michigan. As finding the finish here is Smiley. All smiles from Aiden after that shot.
Right, all smiles as it's back tied to 14-14. But that's the thing, though. It's been a really close game here in this first half, as we're just about at the 9.5-minute mark.
Rechsteiner at the Pistons logo. He'll opt for Dickerson. Tried to put one up, and it's Fred Garland taking it away. But I think we may be seeing a foul call here against Trine. or rather it will be against Dickerson as Seifert heads in for the Bulldogs. And Grant Powell, as well as Brent Cox, will head in alongside Nate Tucker. We're going to step aside here as the timeout is called. Your score, Bulldogs 14, Thunder 14 here from Little Caesars Arena. Back after these messages. Back inside Little Caesars Arena. Finishing up this timeout with 9:18 left to go in the first half. Calvin Keys alongside Braden Packard, and we've seen some rather entertaining basketball so far. Lots of turnovers from both sides as this one's all square. Ball management has to be the mantra from both Trine and Adrian.
You say Kendall Krisman has been playing consistent for this Bulldog squad as earlier he got the mid-range shot that he wanted as he had the opponent on skates, as you were saying.
Cortez Garland will receive this one up top. Grant Paul now driving in. Nate Tucker, the contact, the basket, and one.
It's like taking cookies from a cookie jar.
What did that finish have in common with cookies? Both delicious. Nate Tucker. Let him cook.
Let him cook.
See if he can continue his baking skills from the line, and he can. He'll 11 a three-point trip down the floor as Trine has their first lead of this game. It's 15-14 in favor of the Thunder. Right now are for Welch, all by his lonesome. No one guarding him but Casper on that play as he'll send it right into the hoop.
Phenomenal job from Welch to get the teardrop.
This is Smiley, sent over for the Thunder. Trying to finish, that's got to be a travel against Brent Cox. Jumped up in the air and then came down with it again without releasing the rock. And
I believe that'll be a jump
they're
ball
calling
right
it a
there.
jump. I don't know how that's the case.
It's a jump ball right there. So what that means is, let's say you shoot the ball and you don't shoot it and you just come down with it instead. That's called a jump ball, but they are not calling it right now as they will say that was a clean block.
I think they called it a jump ball and gave possession to Trine because both players had their hand on it when the Thunder player came down. I thought they were going to call it travel because I thought that the Thunder player with the ball, I believe it was Cox, stayed in possession the entire time. But nonetheless, Bulldogs have the ball up the floor. Seifert, a Seifert sandwich theirs. He'll go down to the hardwood. Shot missed by the Bulldogs. And a foul call against Grant Paul. Fred Garland heading back in alongside Emmanuel Magnanglo. As we mentioned, Fred Garland and Cortez Garland, both brothers from Detroit, Michigan, playing in their hometown here today. Fred, a product of Oak Park High School. Cortez from Renaissance High School. Got to be a cool moment for them and their family to be back here where they grew up playing the sport and playing on the biggest stage in the city, Little Caesars Arena. Seifert hits the first.
I gotta say, is like the family back home must be proud, and I hope that they're able to be in the crowd as it's very close to home.
1 for 2 is the summary of Seifert's trip at the charity stripe. Fred Garland leading the Thunder with 8 points. They'll dish for Magnanglo, then handed right back off for Tucker. Fred Garland walking the baseline ever so gingerly and draws contact from Chrisman. He'll shoot free throws.
Be a foul on number 24, Kendall Chrisman. He's just communicating with his coach real quick, just saying, hey, didn't mean it, coach. I don't know why they called that. I was just trying to go for it, but we're going to be all right as it's still the first half. Still got some time left on the clock.
And in this situation, Kaiser's just serving the role of calming down Chrisman, who was frustrated with the call, to just continue to channel that energy towards his performance on the floor, as Drew Moore and Aiden Smiley will head in for Trine. Fred Garland missed the first, won't make the same mistake on the second, as the Thunder lead 18-17, 7:57 to go in the first half. Right now are trapped. Bulldogs trying to release. They've got a 2-on-1 here. Chrisman chucked up for Welch, and the alley-oop. His arms were slapped. We don't get a call. Trine going the other direction. Spinning, looking to finish there was Cortez Garland. That one stopped. Rechsteiner again, speeding in transition. Now he'll grind things to a halt. Seifert lobbed for Welch. Now Seifert once more pops from three. Count it.
All the way from downtown in Motor City.
Cortez Garland for Fred Garland. And now they'll work it for Drew Moore. Bulldogs regain the lead, 2018. Here's Cortez Garland. On the baseline, the reverse layup, the putback, neither is good. Now Fred Garland for Cortez. Cortez Garland stops, and possession going back to Adrian after the offensive foul against the Thunder. Calls against McNanglo. Did you see what happened down low from the big man there, Braden?
That was a push off right there, as when he was trying to get the rebound. He used his elbow on the Bulldogs player. A little bit too aggressive there, trying to get the rebound, but you love to see that aggressiveness from the player. But it ends up with a foul. Bulldogs ball.
Jock Rechsteiner has the ball. He just sent Cortez Garland horizontal, maybe a slippery spot on that floor, as Cortez Garland has a foul called against him.
That'll be a blocking foul right there, as his feet wasn't set. Really hate to see that, as he was trying to take the charge.
Bulldogs have been shifty today. You know, right now they've got the basketball court down here at Little Caesars Arena, but at times Adrian's turned it into the hockey rink that the Red Wings, I should say, play on.
It's really interesting to think about that. This is not only a basketball arena, but also a hockey arena. I wonder how they keep the temperatures like that. I bet you there's like a YouTube how-to, and I'll probably watch that later.
All right. Maybe some entertainment on the bus ride home to Adrian. Rechsteiner has his first point of the game, unable to secure his second, as Kendall Chrisman has a team-leading 9 points, shooting 3 for 4 from the field right now for Adrian College. Chrisman's down low in defense at the moment. Cox will move it for Smiley. Now back out for Cox. Cash.
Cox with the tray ball. He is feeling himself as he has the ice in his veins.
Seifert on the near side of the court. Returned for Rechsteiner. Nick Seifert hit a 3 on their last trip. Now he's double teamed. Looking out, just able to get it to Welch. Welch prancing in, looking for Reitnauer, sent it right to the Thunder's Drew Moore. Now Moore speeding in the Motor City. This is Cortez Garland. Garland with Seifert, puts it up with the right hand as he goes to the floor and makes it.
Phenomenal teardrop from number 11, Cortez Garland, a senior from Detroit, Michigan.
Rechsteiner, that pass again was swatted away, but able to find it once more. Initial block from Smiley in defense. Seifert bounding to the basket, spinning, finishing. Spinorama from Nick Seifert. And the finish.
Nick Seifert with the dream shake. Oh my goodness, it's like a Lajuan-like.
High praise here from my partner Braden Packard as the Thunder send it out. Josh Jordan in for the Bulldogs. Jace Cusack and Nate Tucker in for the Thunder. Right now their scoring leader is Fred Garland. In 11 minutes of play, the guard has 9 points, 3 for 4 on free throws, has 3 boards, and 3 for 6 on field goals. Not too shabby.
Not too shabby at all as the game's tied 23-23. We just have a little under 5.5 minutes left this first half. Let's see if things could heat up a little bit and we could get a high-scoring game here.
Another official's timeout as both players tied at Michael Jordan's number, 23.
Also, I should remind you, Detroit Pistons won, so if you wanted to go to Wingstop, get you some wings, now's the time to do it.
Brent Cox stopping, shooting. That one off the iron and out as Rex-Steiner will find it. Rex-Steiner up for Jordan. Bounced away. Rex-Steiner the follow-up. And a foul called on Smiley. That looked like a pretty clean block to me, Braden.
It looked pretty clean to me, but then again, they might have had a different perspective on it. Maybe they saw some wrist in that play, but that's all ball. That's all ball to me. So, but I'm not going to be complaining as this will be Rex-Steiner on the stripe.
Josh Rex-Steiner, 1 for 2 on his last trip to the line. Hits the first. On the season, Rex-Steiner shooting just 58.3%, so the free throw line's been a little bit of an uncomfortable place for him this season.
Some might think of it as the easiest shot in the game, but they can't realize the pressure that's behind the shot. If you don't make the free throw, that's what makes or break a game. If you can't really get those down, think of it as like every penny counts. Every free throw counts.
Rex-Steiner improves to 2 for 4 on the day for 50% as Brent Cox is short. Follow up. Thunder still looking to finish. This is Smiley Swarm. Great feed to get it out for Cortez Garland. Again, Thunder will miss. Right now, we're a great rebound. Head coach Tim Kaiser for the Bulldogs wanted a foul. Seifert the other way. Right now, Rex-Steiner. Chrisman from the cheap seats. He'll airball. Chrisman sends it out. Adrian up 25-23, 4:29 to go in the first. 50% the field goal shooting percentage for the Bulldogs, 38% for Trine. Adrian has the edge. We'll be back on ACTV in a moment as our coverage continues after this timeout. Don't go anywhere. Back inside Little Caesars Arena. On the other side of this timeout, it's moved up the floor by Cortez Garland. Garland over for Smiley. This is Tucker. Guarded closely by Reitnauer. Cusack down to the baseline. This one fumbled on the floor. Tucker able to take it back. Now Cox. The foul and the finish. He'll get a chance for a third point at the line.
Phenomenal job from Cox to tie this back at 25-25. Trine so far leading in all defensive stats, looking at 2 blocks to 0. And Adrian only has 4 steals to Trine 7.
I believe the foul there on the play was against Kendall Chrisman. Brent Cox makes it trace at the free throw line. And just like that, the Thunder have regained the advantage in this game, 26-25.
Brent Cox subbed out for number 42, Emmanuel Mignangelo. He has so far both blocks of the game for this Trine squad. Let's see if the Trine squad could be a little bit more consistent field goal percentage-wise. They're sitting at A very uncomfortable 38%. You want to be at Adrian's level right now, about 50%, because that's why they're staying in this game right now.
Clock just got set to 40 minutes and 10 seconds, the exact word of the official at the scores table. We can't have 40 minutes up on that clock. We'd be here all night. And I agree with them. I got class tomorrow morning, and I don't think there's 40 minutes left in this first half.
I believe there is only about like 5, a little under that. Yep.
Okay, 4:01.
Yep.
So there was just it's a wonder what an extra zero can do. An extra zero is the difference between me getting home to my dorm room tonight or early tomorrow morning. It's 26-25 Trine. We've seen a whopping 5 lead changes in this first half. It's been tied 8 times. Trine has led for 1 minute and 52 seconds of this game. They lead at the moment. Bulldogs have led for 7:58. 4:01 left in the first half. Finally we'll resume play as Seifert will get us started. Doesn't have many options. Right now we're racing back. Again, the high press from Trine giving the Bulldogs issues. They got to get it over, and they will just in the nick of time. Speaking of Nick, here's Seifert. Seifert on the left wing. Again, being challenged. Trine saying that Seifert stepped out. Coach Kaiser disagreeing, but right now we'll drop this one right into the arms of Drew Moore. Moore slides on the floor, which looks a bit slippery as of late. Cortez Garland, and a blocking foul is called against Josh Recksteiner. 3:28 to go in this first half. What was the bid that was being announced there by Trine coach Brooks Miller? Did he think Seifert stepped out?
Yes.
Or was there something else that happened down low on the baseline?
I believe that Nick Seifert might have stepped out of bounds, but it was slightly. He did kind of sneak the back of his foot out of bounds, but it wasn't called. That's all right, as it's still Trine with the lead right now, 27-25.
Trine now in the bonus. Cortez Garland hits the first to get him to 6 points in this game. He's now 2 for 2 on the night from the free throw line, looking to make it 3 for 3 and perfect through a trio of attempts from the stripe. Really turning up the press here is Trine. Seifert able to get it forward to Morrow. Morrow pressuring, moving ahead. Open space for Seifert. They dish out for Chrisman. The pump fake and the pop and the points. 2 of them to be exact.
Chrisman with a phenomenal pump fake to lead him. Like he was thinking, all right, two's not a 3, but if I could pump fake it, that's all right.
You are right. A 2 is not a 3. Groundbreaking analysis from my partner, Braden Packard. Huge shot from distance. That one will fall for Cortez Garland, who's been playing well in this first half. Recksteiner ahead for Seifert. Again, this is Nick Seifert bounding through the middle. Still Seifert holding on, waiting for options to arrive. This is out for Recksteiner, swiped away by Drew Moore. Recksteiner moving back as that shot will miss from the Thunder with 2:27 left to go in the half. Trine leading by 4. Recksteiner fouled there from Recksteiner, his second of the game.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes left of this first half. 27-31 as we'll have three new substitutions in.
Fred Garland, Nate Tucker, Brent Cox for the Thunder, Mike Reitnauer for the Bulldogs. What's been the story of this first half so far?
So far, like I was mentioning earlier, Trine has been winning the game defensively as they're leading in blocks and steals and in rebounds. So if you're leading in all those stats, I mean, that's how you win a game. If you can get more rebounds, if you can steal the ball, and if you can stop the other team from scoring, that's how you win.
Seifert, high pass for Jordan. Wasn't there. This one will fly right out as Trine with their largest lead of the game so far. They're up 33-27. Bulldogs looking to keep their foot on the gas pedal here and not let the Thunder cruise away here in a city known for its vehicular enterprises. This is Cox in the key. Return for Moore. Moore rising above right now. We're lucky to not be called for a foul there, but got the ball. Looked like a high five almost there, Braden. Chrisman, high off the glass. Ill-advised shot will fall into the arms of Cox. Fred Garland, meanwhile. Josh Jordan, Chrisman. Christened that ball out of the hands of Fred Garland. He was able to clap it away with 1:36 left. It's still Trine ball. Will stay here.
We have just a little over a minute and a half left. Trine still leading by 6 as it is 33-27.
Here's Smiley, moves for Drew Moore. Mid-range is money.
That was the money shot right there to make this lead almost double digit. Seifert trying to bring it back.
DJ Morrow shimmying towards the hoop, and that one away from the mark. Drew Moore will find it with $1:10 left in this first half. Glad you've joined us here on ACTV for this NCAA D3 contest from Little Caesars Arena. Shot missed from the Thunder. Down on the floor to try and grab it is a Trine player, but it's ripped out of his hands by Chrisman.
Phenomenal hustle from Nate Tucker, but he just lost the ball because Bulldogs, they're tired of being stomped on as it's getting closer to the 45-second mark. Clock is stopped, but Nick Seifert is able to get the tray ball, but does not count.
Foul on Drew Moore. Bulldogs are in the double bonus. Right now, where it goes to shoot free throws. Looking at the stats this year for Reitnauer at the free throw line, he's just a 50% shooter, and he'll miss the first. Looking to make it 50% on the night from the line with this second shot. Fred Garland out. Chase Cusack in. Grant Paul will also replace Drew Moore. Moore doing well so far in this one. At the moment, Moore with a total of 6 points as Reitnauer gives the Bulldogs 28. They trail by 7 after leading for the majority of this first half. Nate Tucker. Pass cut off by Welch. I believe we'll get a foul call here against Nick Seifert. It'll be Welch, rather. Called for a hold. And in the double bonus, Brent Cox goes to the line.
That's actually called on Welch. That's very surprising. I thought that was going to be called on Seifert, as you're saying, but that was actually called on number 15, Darius Welch.
Cox, a senior from Kendallville, Indiana, makes the first of the one-on-one. Has made a mistake there. Trine is just in the bonus. Jordan switches out with Welch with 33 seconds to play. Second to last possession coming up of the half after this free throw from Brent Cox, and you can hear Brooks Miller being emphatic, making sure that everyone has their guy on this next possession.
His voice is already getting raspy here with 30 seconds left of this first half.
Scores 36-28 in favor of Trine, the number 7 team in the country. Unranked Bulldogs looking to spoil their day out at Little Caesars Arena. Morrow letting the clock tick down. We've got 13 seconds on the shot clock, 2 seconds more on the overall clock.
Be a foul on Nate Tucker.
Nate Tucker
is bleeding. There's no foul. He's just bleeding really bad.
Might have got scratched there. I'm not sure. That's a really poor time to stop the play. That's what head coach Tim Kaiser is saying right now. Bulldogs are in the middle of a possession with 9 seconds left in the half, and they're going to blow the whistle.
Really hope that
now it'll restart. Seifert, 5 to shoot. Looking to go off the glass. Seifert, sensational. 6-point game. Prayer heaved up by Trine, and that nearly went from Aiden Smiley. Bounced around the rim and just out. Thought we were going to see a nice buzzer beater from the far side of the Pistons logo at center court, Braden. How about that to finish off the half?
That would have been a phenomenal way to start off the second half with a buzzer beater full court shot. But then again, you already got people like number 11, Cortez Garland, He was going crazy for this Thunder squad. Let's see if the Bulldogs can run it back and come back with this lead, as it's only still a 6-point game.
At the half, it's 36-30 in favor of the Thunder. Field goal percentage 50-39% in favor of Adrian College. Rebounds 15-14 in favor of Trine. Assists are 5-4 in favor of Adrian. 2 blocks for both teams. And Trine with a large number of steals with 9 to Adrian's just 4. Ball management has to be at more of a premium moving into the second half for Adrian.
100%. They keep on rushing their passes, and that's how Trine has a good majority of their steals right now. Right now, the Bulldogs just matched their block margins with 2, but Trine is still leading with 5 steals ahead because it's comparative 4-9.
And that'll do it for our first half of coverage, as the Thunder lead by 6 halfway through. But I have to imagine if you would have told Adrian head coach Tim Kaiser that his team would be within 6 points of their opponents at halftime, he probably would have taken it. Lots of basketball still yet to be played, and we will be back on ACTV after these messages. In the meantime, enjoy this halftime performance from the Adrian College dance team. We'll be back with more commentary at the start of the second half. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Bulldog basketball on ACTV.
firsts, lasts, and in-betweens. We're certainly not the last class to get a smile and a kiss from Bruiser walking across campus. We are never going to be the last class to begin our college careers by serving our local community and pursuing our passions. Above all else, come hell or high water, we will never be the last class to come to Adrian College and find a motivated and supportive community of students, faculty, and staff, and leave with the skills and tools needed to be inspiring industry leaders and professionals with high hopes and dreams for our bright futures ahead. The people and the experiences that we are most grateful for are the ones that will continue us on this upward path for the rest of our lives. In the spirit of gratitude, thank you to my fellow classmates for being a part of this community with me. Whether we spent most of these moments together or barely crossed paths, you contributed your gifts and talents to continue the legacy of this incredible community. Thank you for prioritizing the preservation of the Adrian College experience and for continually seeking to develop the institution's ability to develop both the knowledge in our heads and the care in our hearts.
Thank you to the roommates, friends, teammates, and peers who, although we have only known each other for 4 years, it seems impossible to think about being surrounded by anyone else in the coming weeks. We celebrated each other's accomplishments, became each other's biggest cheerleaders, and never let each other struggle alone. College has been called the most formative years of our lives, but I can say for certain that these last 4 years have included both the most amazing and most difficult moments of my life. One constant, however, is the support of my friends through it all. It is impossible to thank everyone who makes up our AC family. Together, you have each played an integral role in helping us achieve this momentous milestone.
And you be proud to be a graduate of Adrian College. It's a good day to be a Bulldog. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2023.
Today's students on the threshold of a magical time in your life, a time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and opportunity. A time when you will always look back at and say, you know what? Those were incredibly special years. Never experienced before I arrived and never replicated after you leave college.
Welcome back inside Little Caesars Arena, everyone. Getting set for the second half of play here. Bulldogs trail by 6, but they start with possession. The score 36-30 in favor of Trine. What were some things you thought Adrian did well in that first half, Braden, to make this a 6-point game against the number 7 team in the country?
Well, what they did phenomenally is they've been able to pump fake phenomenally well. And what I mean by that is, like, they fake the first shot, and once they fake out the defender, they just take the second shot. And then also they've been phenomenal from distance because of number 24, Kendall Chrisman.
Kendall Chrisman adds another as the Bulldogs have the first points of this second half. Sent down low for Magnanglo. And a foul called against Josh Jordan. For Jordan, that will be his second personal foul of the game. First foul of the half for Adrian College. That puts the ball back in the hands of Fred Garland, who was impressive in that first half. What did you like from both of the Garlands, both Fred and Cortez, in the first 20 minutes?
I love the efficiency from number Fred Garland. I mean, going 3 for 7 and leading this team with 9 points is a phenomenal job. But also, he's tied with number 11, Cortez Garland, who's also had the same exact efficiency, going 3 for 7, having the same exact total points at 9. That's kind of crazy stat right there.
Nick Seifert called for a shove, his first foul of the half here. This is Fred Garland. In for Cortez. Up top, all by his lonesome. Aiden Smiley makes it look easy as Jordan will go down to the court with Brent Cox, who wanted another foul call against the Bulldog big man. Here's Seifert. Return for Dickerson. Rechsteiner able to reel one for Chrisman. What a dish, and a foul is called against Josh Jordan as he was heading up towards the hoop.
Jordan got stuffed by the side of the rim, but he still ended up getting fouled. That was all arm right there. Let's see if he can capitalize from the stripe.
Jordan's a senior and a graduate of Muskegon Reiths Puffer. Battling hard so far in this game as Dickerson's inbound pass was blocked away by McNanglo, who has quite the reach that really is beneficial to his game.
It's really beneficial to his game right now, but right there, he jumps a little bit too early. A good majority of the time, he needs to hold his water a little bit, as he has a good majority of the reason why they're sitting at 2 blocks right now and sitting at 9 steals. But what he needs to do is hold his water a little bit. If he could do that, they could just go away with this lead. But right now, it's still a 4-point game, 35-39. Bulldogs still able to come back, as this will be Josh Rechsteiner leading it down the court for this Bulldog squad.
Still a 4-point game as the ball is in the Bulldogs' hands. 18:25 to go in this second half. Unranked Adrian against the number 7 ranked Trine University Thunder. Bulldogs trying to play spoiler here at Little Caesars Arena. Seifert looking for a finish. It's knocked out of his hands. Josh Jordan, strong play. The reverse.
Aiden Smiley was there to reject the bucket, but phenomenal job from the Bulldogs, able to get the second chance bucket.
All day from JJ. Sent over by Cortez. Garland flying through the air as Aiden Smiley, he's denied. Rechsteiner, other direction. Dickerson from the right wing behind the back, swatted away by Cortez Garland. They say last touch off Dickerson. Don't know about that one. It was right in front of us. Certainly a quick play. Maybe I can see how this goes Trine's way, but looked like it was straight out of the hands of Dickerson. Regardless, we play on with 17:43 left. Ball in the hands of Cortez. Smiley, McNanglo, quick dish down by Tucker. And this one is bobbled. Fred Garland couldn't hold on. Bulldogs have it back.
A rare miss from Fred Garland, and he's been locked in so far throughout this matchup between the Bulldogs. We're getting even closer and closer to this 15-minute mark, as we have just about 3 minutes played so far in this second half.
Ann Arbor Huron product Braylon Dickerson gives it over for the former Grand Blanc Bobcat. Josh Rechsteiner then gets it back. Now it's in the hands of Seifert, the Ohioan who played at Tiffin Calvert before heading to Adrian College. Dishes out. Oh, boy, and short from Chrisman after there was contact on his arms from Fred Garland, it looked like. I think we potentially could have seen a foul there with the Trine player moving towards Chrisman.
We could have seen a foul right there, but the Trine player was smart enough to keep his distance just that little bit, leading to Bulldogs turnover.
Cortez Garland, the bounce and the bucket. Nate Tucker tucks that ball in. Good night.
And Nate Tucker, a product of Marshall, Michigan. That's about 15 minutes from where I grew up.
This will be a foul call. Cortez Garland confused, and I think he should be, as this has been a tightly called game so far, Braden. Adrian will keep the ball on the Trine end of the floor.
This again reminds me of when Adrian was able to hold it up against number 3 ranked Calvin. But let's see if this will be a David and Goliath game, and Bulldogs are able to pull off the upset.
Braylon Dickerson off the mark, bobbled by McNanglo. What an effort by Rechsteiner, and he draws the foul. Toughness personified from Rechsteiner as he drew the contact. And the Bulldogs are really playing hard in this one, giving Trine some trouble. It's 41-37. Still the Thunder will lead as head coach Brooks Miller will call timeout to calm this one down. He feels momentum building for the Adrian College Bulldogs. 30-second timeout. We're back after these messages on ACTV. Back at Little Caesars Arena with the score of 41-37 in favor of the Adrian Bulldogs. Adrian College trailing by 4, but they've hung around for the entirety of this game so far as this one's swatted towards us here, and I'll catch this ball here in the booth and give it back to Josh Rechsteiner. I had a camera in one hand while commentating the game and still caught it with my right. I don't want to hear my professors tell me I'm not good at multitasking ever again. And I think we might have it on video at the bottom of our screen too. So it's nice to get involved in the game here courtside. And thankfully I saw that one coming. And there was no large basketball players jumping towards me either. I'll always remember that iconic video of Bill Raftery on the court side at March Madness after he got clattered into and his glasses were all crooked. So thankfully that's not the case for me today. Let's continue on here safely from courtside. Nick Seifert handed off for Dickerson with authority.
Nice awareness from Seifert to realize that he was close to coming out of bounds, passing it to the wide open teammate, leading it to the basket. 39-41 game. Bulldogs still in this with a two-score game. Braylon Dickerson trying to lead it coast to coast, but he's fouled. Let's see if he can take the opportunity at the stripe.
Dickerson will go to shoot two here with exactly 16 minutes to play. Bulldogs draw within 2, looking to tie this game on this trip to the stripe. Dickerson, a man who shoots 78% from that territory to lead the team. Makes the first. I should say trails only DJ Morrow on the team, as well as Darius Welch, who shoot 93% and 88% respectively.
Some people from the Trine crowd are trying to distract Braylon Dickerson by making some noise.
Dickerson missed the second, but Chrisman has the board. He's bumped into. We've got a jump ball. And possession will go to Trine off the jump.
Phenomenal job from Nate Tucker to force the jump ball opportunity as it's still a 40-41 game. Thunder with the 1-point lead.
This is found by Fred Garland. Dished for Smiley with 15:48 still yet to play. Open down low and rising to the rim. Fred Garland will drop it in for 2.
Rechsteiner with it to Seifert. Seifert trying to lead it down the court, but he passes it to Dickerson. Dickerson to Rechsteiner, trying to get the tray ball, but couldn't get it cleanly.
Tucker to Smiley. Cutting back, Fred Garland dished over, but right over to Braylon Dickerson, who stole it away. Rechsteiner pushing the ball up the floor. Josh Jordan will bounce for Seifert. Fakes the shot. That's knocked away by Drew Moore. Bulldogs keep possession with 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Mike Reitnauer checking in. Bulldogs really fighting hard in this one. We've talked about a lot, but what are they executing well to keep this one a close game?
What they're executing really well is getting their rebounds. As it stands out, they're at 17-17 right now, but they're also what the Bulldogs are doing right now is they're leading in field goal percentage, and it's 50 to 42% right now. If Bulldogs can keep that consistency, that's how they'll lead it. But this will be Nate Tucker with the big slamma-jamma. Oh my goodness, how do you do?
Nate Tucker rises for the dunk, as you said, to give Trine another 5-point advantage off of the turnover. Tucker taking that one to the hole and didn't take any chances with the finish on that one. Fred Garland will head in to replace Tucker, the man with the dunk, and the play of the game so far. It's 45-40 in favor of the number 7 team in the land. The Trine Thunder will step aside for an intermission. Back after this. Back here at Little Caesars Arena, NCAA Division III basketball on tap between the Bulldogs and Thunder. Calvin Keys honored to be joined by Braden Packard, who I shall say that slam dunk call got me fired up. That was awesome. Tucker, a great dunk there.
I gotta say, they had me hyped right there, and I hope that is what will keep this Trine squad in the game. But let's see if the Bulldog squad can come back.
Mike Reitnauer under the hoop will slap it off the glass and into the hole. Cortez Garland left there for Aiden Smiley. Smiley dishing over to Moore. Drew Moore will stop from the elbow. Here's Fred Garland, and shot will not count as play stops for an Adrian foul. Holding decision. And Trine will keep possession. Shot clock will reset to 30 seconds after Reitnauer called for the foul. Chrisman closing out, and it'll be another foul, and I believe, again, it's against Reitnauer. He'll probably be heading out of the game here soon as he takes his second of the game. This one sent to a wide open Drew Moore, who somehow missed the shot. Swiped out straight away by Magnanglo. The initial call is for Trine, although that was obvious that it went off number 42 and out. The second man of our officiating crew heads in and clarifies things.
Everybody was looking lost, almost like lost in the sauce, but that's all right as they were able to get the right call as this is Bulldogs ball.
Seifert threading the needle. He's moving in, looking for the finish. Bumps into the big Menanglo. Bulldogs will keep it as it took the last contact off of the Trine Thunder.
Nick Seifert was trying to withstand the contact, trying to draw the foul. That's okay, as it is still a 3-point ball game, 42-45, Thunder with the lead.
This is sent back out to Reitnauer. Mike Reitnauer swung low to Rechsteiner, walking the baseline. That's tipped aside from Jordan. And here's Fred Garland in transition. Garland waiting, knocking it out. Aiden Smiley from distance. Not enough mustard on that shot. Rechsteiner the other way. This is Chrisman. That's crispy from Chrisman. He nails it. Count it for a trio of points for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, the ice in his veins, as he was pointing down at his wrist the entire way down the court.
Sent over for Fred Garland again. From the far side. Thunder have it. Cortez Garland. Hands went straight up for Chrisman. Foul's not on him. Instead, it's a travel against the Thunder. Game tied at 45. Bulldogs have life in this one, going against the number 7 ranked Trine Thunder. Josh Jordan heads out. Darius Welch heads in. Rex Steiner moving up the floor here. Seifert will grab a hold of the ball, as we'll have another officials timeout, as clock woes have been a storyline in this one. Looking at the stats lead for the Bulldogs at the moment, their leader in the points category is Kendall Chrisman, having a great day with 17 points. Nick Seifert follows him with 13. Chrisman has been fairly dominant in this game so far, at least shooting the basketball. Seifert bounding in, shakes him loose, and shoots it home.
He's saying weight room as he was able to get the wide open opportunity in the paint by able just to bump away the defender. Phenomenal job from Nick Seifert.
Brett Cox tries to answer the rebound, the foul on Welch.
As the clock will stop at 1, 2, 3, 4. Funny how that happened, as the Bulldogs are leading with 47-45, leading with a 2-point lead.
12:34 left in the game, as that's the second foul against Darius Welch. Sends Brent Cox to the line. Cox will make the first free throw as we see DJ Morrow again, replacing Josh Recksteiner. Brent Cox from the free throw line. He will make this one and advances this game back to 47-47 with 12 and a half remaining. Entertaining one here at the home of the NBA's Detroit Pistons. Nick Seifert moving in, matched up one-on-one with Fred Garland once more. Low roller for right now, or Morrow, who hasn't seen a lot of the court today after playing for most of the contest this season. Chrisman will step back, delivers to DJ Morrow. Contested three is off the rim. Chrisman tried to send it off Magnanglo, but they say that it will be Thunder basketball here. Trine taking it out of their own end. This is moved forward by Cortez Garland, handed off for Brent Cox. Cox having a good game so far. He's got 9 points. This one bounced for Magnanglo, bumped away from him. Kendall Chrisman speeding up the court. Here's Chrisman looking over for Welch, instead turned it over. And back for Cortez Garland. The other way, they'll rush this one. In control. This is Fred Garland bouncing around DJ Morrow. They say no shot. It'll be a jump ball, rather. How did you see that one develop, Braden, as the Bulldogs will get the basketball back?
Well, Thunder player number 1, Fred Garland, was trying to lead it down coast to coast. He thought he had the wide open layup opportunity. He thought he had it as he was feeling himself, dapping everybody up as he got up. But that was a jump ball all the way.
Darius Welch, DJ Morrow missed the three.
Womp, womp.
Fred Garland dropping it off for his brother Cortez. Now it's sent up by Cusack. Floater will find its way home from Brent Cox. He's got 11. Trine has 49 to Adrian's 47. Welch for Morrow. Dropped for Chrisman. Trying to get around his defender. Sends one up. Uncontested rebound from Emmanuel Magnanglo. Cortez Garland for Magnanglo. Seifert goes down low. And a blocking foul will be called against Seifert as he's knocked to the floor. Heading in for the Thunder, Drew Moore, Aiden Smiley. And a 30-second timeout is called here from Little Caesars Arena. Glad to have you with us here for our coverage of Bulldog basketball on ACTV. We're back in 30 seconds.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
Welcome back to our coverage of NCAA Division III men's basketball here in the MIAA Conference. Bulldogs have 47, Thunder have 49 here in a conference matchup. Trine ranked number 7 in the country, so this game paramount that they get a W today, Braden, to keep their high rankings rolling going forward in the season.
100%. Game right now is a very close one. It's been a close one throughout since the beginning of the first half. It's tied at, no, it's not tied right now. It's a close game, 47-49. Bulldogs are trying to come back into this game, but Thunder are not letting up easy.
Coach Tim Kaiser wanted the push off as the ball is finished into the hoop by the Trine Thunder. Meanwhile, the Bulldogs the other way. Morrow for Welch as Adrian's down by 4. Welch trying to shake loose. Moves it for Seifert. Seifert heading in and draws the contact. That foul will go against Smiley.
I honestly got to say that one looked clean to me, as that looked all ball, but then again, these referees have a different perspective and a different advantage than we do, and so I will not judge their call. As that, then again, that would be a Nick Seifert on the stripe. Let's see if he can capitalize on the free throw opportunities.
What did you see from Seifert's form on that first shot?
He had a very wide base, and that's exactly what you want to have. It's just like not too wide of a base, but you want to have a lot of power, and then a lot of that power from his free throw comes from his legs, and he just has the very slightest wrist movement.
Second one misses as the Thunder have it up the floor. Found by Cortez Garland. Onwards, this is Nate Tucker. Drew Moore sent over for Cortez Garland. Now Moore again. We'll take this contact from Morrow. It's holding. And for DJ Morrow, that'll be his second of the game. 7th against the Bulldogs as a whole. As we see Drew Moore going to shoot free throws.
Yeah.
Sent home by Moore makes it a 52-48 ball game.
Another thing to mention is Trine is leading in defensive stats again, as they're leading in rebounds, blocks, and steals, which is another key reason as to why they're winning this one right now, 52-48.
Rex Steiner's back in for Morrow, as Moore will go 2 for 2 on his free throw opportunity. Free throws always crucial down the stretch, and with 9:50 left, those two made shots make it 53-48 in favor of Trine. Reitnauer delivers to Jordan. Reitnauer all alone, easiest bucket he'll make in his career.
Right, he was wide open right there. It's like stealing candy from a baby.
Stepping out of bounds there on the sideline was Nate Tucker. Adrian will get the ball back.
Still a 3-point game. Bulldogs finally reaching 50 points in the game. It's 50-53.
Want to shout out our entire crew for making this one possible. Obviously myself, Calvin Keys, and Braden Packard, but also joined by Dylan Knighton, Jake Luckhart, Dakota Schneider, Forrest Vernier, Alex Herman, and Gino Capacchione, as well as Megan Abbey. Awesome to be here in the Motor City for this marquee matchup. Dickerson sent the ball out of bounds, which will give possession back to the Thunder here. Bulldogs hanging around in this one. They're down by 3 currently.
Bulldogs are still playing this one as they're not letting up, playing that full court defense. This will be Moore with the turnaround jumper.
That's crafty from Moore, spinning and finishing. How difficult is it to make a shot like that while you're turning around in a circle in that manner?
Well, it's dang near impossible. I mean, your back is turned away for a second, and you're using the momentum of your spin.
Rex Steiner! Trifecta!
All the way from downtown here in Motor City. How do you do?
Set that one in from Comerica Park, Braden.
As this will be
On
a
along.
fast break opportunity.
They'll find Dickerson, and he'll shoot. Missing that one by the narrowest of margins, and the foul is called against the Thunder. Dickerson goes to the line here, as on the day he's made one of his 2 attempts. Down by 2 with a chance to tie it here.
If you could tie it right here, that would be phenomenal, as this is still, as he drains that first one, going 1 for 1 right here in the second half. But if he's able to tie it right here, that's what really will start the Bulldog squad momentum.
Moore will head out, as will Tucker. Bulldogs trail by just 1. A free throw here would tie it from Dickerson, and just gets the roll. Narrowest of margins there, as the freshman guard will even this game up. Cox, McNanglo, then Fred Garland. Back for Cox. This is played back over for Garland once more. My goodness, didn't quite get the roll, but that was very creative. A little up and under that didn't quite work out for Fred Garland. This sent down. Jordan is blocked by Cox. Nice work. They keep it alive. Dickerson, Seifert, Rex Steiner. Sidestep the teardrop. That one way off the mark. Cox will grab it. Dickerson, in tight coverage of him, manages not to foul. Smiley. 7.5 to go. Fred Garland. Smiley. Tim Kaiser, head coach for the Bulldogs, horse in the throat from all the instructions he's given to his team. 7:20 to go. Cortez Garland. Braylon Dickerson denies him.
He said, "Get that out of here," as he wags his fingers. He says, "No, no, no." As that'll be Michael Reitenower getting subbed out for the Bulldog squad. As I believe that'll be Crispin getting subbed in.
Cox. Now Cortez Garland floats one off the back of the rim, and it falls. And it's 57-55. Timeout is called. We step aside here for a moment. Happy to have you with us here on ACTV. We're heading down the stretch, 7:08 to go. It's a 2-point game. Could you ask for much more? At the Pizza Palace, Little Caesars Arena. Back with more. Don't go anywhere, folks. This one just heating up. Back inside Little Caesars Arena, Adrian College fans taking in the game. Having a great time here, enjoying the action. Fun to have you with us here as the Detroit Pistons were able to get a win earlier on today. That was a big accomplishment. Bulldogs looking to make it 2 for 2 in Thunder losses on the afternoon. What do they have to do to accomplish that? They trail by just 2. There's 7:08 to go. What do the Bulldogs need to do down the stretch to secure that victory? Again, we'll stop it with clock issues. My goodness. It's been an issue. It's been frustrating. But we'll stop the clock yet again. More time to hear the beautiful and soothing voice of my partner, Braden Packard.
Well, I believe what the Bulldogs need to do is they've been able to withstand the contact. What they need to do is start attacking from the long range. Kendall Chrisman is the only one that's been able to knock down trays consistently, but Nick Seifert was able to do that a little bit here in the second half. Let's see if Josh Recksteiner can keep up that consistency as well. And let's see if other members like Braylon Dickerson can keep up that consistency from long range.
Chrisman tightly guarded by Fred Garland here. Jordan sends one up. That's cut off by Magnanglo. Cortez Garland for Fred Garland. We've got to travel against the Thunder. Storms can travel quickly, and the Thunder traveled quickly on that play.
Indeed they did, as they're trying to take it coast to coast, but Bulldogs are able to force the turnover.
One possession game. 3-point percentage, as you mentioned, 35% for Adrian, 37% for Trine. Dickerson swings one out. Again, another turnover. It's stolen away by Fred Garland. Fred spinning, puts it in, and one. Garland a little pirouette as he was pushed, and then put it in the basket, looking to advance the Thunder's lead to 5 with a make here. Full timeout will be called by the Adrian College Bulldogs as we've got 6.5 minutes to go. Lead is at 4 for the Trine Thunder. Bulldogs looking to play catch up. They led early, now have trailed for the last little while, but the game remains tight. Plenty more to come here from Little Caesars Arena after these messages. It's January, and the Bulldogs trail by 4 against a top-ranked opponent in Trine. They're number 7 in the country. Adrian College riding a 2-game win streak going into this game. As for Trine, they have not lost since December 20th. That makes it a 9-game win streak, including wins over number 4 ranked Calvin and number 24 ranked Wisconsin Platteville during that streak. Early on in the year, their lone loss this season with their 17-1 record came against number 15 ranked Elmhurst in the greater Chicago area. So they're having a great season. Bulldogs looking to play spoiler here as we head into the meat and potatoes of this basketball season. Seifert, what a dish and what a take. JJ all day in the post.
JJ's feeling himself as he was pointing up. He was like, hey, what a pass right there, as it's now only a 3-point game. That'd be Seifert getting sent to the ground. See what the foul's on.
What's going to come out of this? 10, Seifert for a block. And that sends Magnanglo to the line. A guy who has been a matchup issue, I should say, from Cottonau Benin, and then played in high school at Amelia Academy in Virginia. He's 6'8". Tallest Bulldog on the roster is Josh Jordan, who's 6'6". How do you cover a guy like that when he's 2 inches taller than you? What do you do to make up for that difference?
Well, you got to have that. Unfortunately, you got to have that muscle advantage. You have to be a little bit more aggressive, and you have to be a little bit more physical when they're taller than you. You also have to be willing, with that, you have to also be willing to withstand a little bit more contact. As Emmanuel Magnanglo.
Not an easy one. One of the hardest parts of commentary is pronouncing players' last names. An easy one to pronounce is Garland. Fred, to be exact, and he's got the basket.
Phenomenal job from Fred Garland to be able to get the finger roll bucket. Rex Steiner tried to answer back with a finger roll of his own, but he's fouled. Let's see if he can take the opportunity from the stripe. And still a 57-62 ball game. Let's see if Rex Steiner can make it a 59-62 ball game.
The man they call Stein is at the line.
And folks, what must go up must come down.
He made it come down in the right place. That's the name of the game. 58-62, Adrian trail. Second one sent off the rim, and that reach is just incredible from Emmanuel Magnanglo.
You just can't make that up. It just fell slightly off the rim, and he was right there to pick it up. I bet you he could just stand underneath the basket and slam dunk it. To have somebody like that in your arsenal, I can see why Trine is leading the way that they are.
And with this talented roster they have, it's no wonder that they've had lots of success this season, as Dickerson will move it for Rex Steiner. This is found by Chrisman now. Jordan again. Spinning, trying to finish. And just off the mark from the guy they call JJ.
We're at the 5-minute mark here in this second half. Bulldogs still trailing.
Less than 5 to go. Fred Garland spinning. Shot is short. Here's Smiley. Smiley bounding to the basket and was just off target. Seifert looking to shimmy in, and he draws a foul from Fred Garland. Bulldogs looking good here with not a lot of time left to be played. Garland's going to check out. He's been playing great this season, or in this game, in the season as a whole, but also in this game. He leads the team with 16 points, 6 for 12 from the field, but he's got 4 fouls, so he has to head out, and that's big for Adrian in terms of, because of his struggles in terms of discipline in this game. He might not be on the court to finish this one out. Not ideal for head coach Brooks Miller for the Trine Thunder.
It really isn't, is because if your lead scorer comes out, that's your hot hand right there. If your hot hand comes out, he's going to cool down eventually when he comes back into this game. And you really don't want that with it being so close in the game.
Should be mentioned as well, Nick Seifert in foul trouble for the Bulldogs. He has 4 fouls as well. So the both, arguably the best player or most valuable player for each team, may not be able to finish the game if they don't stay disciplined. 4:20 to go. Magnanglo pops one. Dickerson up for it. Falls towards Rex Steiner. Tim Kaiser ushering the Bulldogs up the floor with haste. Here's Seifert looking out. Rex Steiner cutting backwards with agility. He's clattered into, down on the floor hard, and helped up by his teammates as we've got a 3-point game. Field goal percentages 48% and 42% respectively for Adrian and Trine. It's really been a fun day being here at Little Caesars Arena. What's been the highlights for you so far on the day as a whole, Braden, just getting to be here?
Just being able to be here right now. Before the game, we got to experience one of the historically worst teams ever, and the Detroit Pistons this year being able to take down the Oklahoma City Thunder, so that was something.
Hey. They're undefeated on January 28th, 2024, okay?
But anyhow, it's been a blessing to be also seeing this matchup between these two phenomenal teams, because Trine has not been letting up, but Bulldogs are kind of having a David and Goliath story, as they've not been letting up either, keeping it close, 59-62, as this will be Josh Rex Steiner trying to even the playing field just a little bit more, as he'll try and make it 60-62.
Rex Steiner rattles out. 3-point game, 62-59 with the clock ticking down. Just 4 minutes left to be played. Up top, this is Brent Cox, who's really had a strong performance as well, but right there, used his frequent flyer miles to travel.
It's almost like he's on American Airlines right now, but it's just, he keeps on traveling. But don't worry, Bulldogs are still in this game, 59-62, as this will be them leading it down the court.
Right now are swung up. How'd Rex Steiner keep that one in? It's right towards us at the table. Dickerson's arm is grabbed. Dickerson frustrated. Tim Kaiser says, I'll take the scholarly debate on this one with the official, and is able to calm down matters. After Dickerson frustrated with the call, it is Trine ball now. Defense the chant for the Adrian fans in attendance here at the LCA. Here's Smiley. Happy to give this ball off to Cortez. Garland, Cortez trying to conquer. Instead, it clangs. Seifert with speed. That is superb from Nick Seifert. And for Seifert, that's 19 points in this game, approaching 20. He's got 4 fouls, but right there he had 2 points.
Seifert right there with the jelly layup right there, and you love to see it, as this is still a very close game.
My goodness, Rex Steiner arms were straight up in the air. Foul was called. Goodness, that's one where you just move on and don't worry about it. That's the 4th foul of the game for Rex Steiner.
Really?
Goodness, so now we got Rex Steiner, who's really played well. This has been Rex Steiner's best performance of the season, in my opinion. I thought he's played really strong. He's got 7 points, 4 for 8 from the line, 1 for 3 from 3. But the amount of rebounds, he's got 7 rebounds in the game. And this is coming from a guy who, only stands at 6 foot tall. He's a junior. So he's got crazy hops, and he's really strong. A guy that's in the weight room frequently, and it shows. As a smaller guy, he's able to scrap for those boards.
Right. I've seen him get a few boards over number 42, Emmanuel McNanglo, which is very surprising as he's standing at a stout 6'8". So for Rex Steiner to be able to get the boards over him is a phenomenal asset. As Rex Steiner, I bet you he sleeps in the weight room.
63-61 the score. Brent Cox with 13 points in this game. This will be sent in by Seifert towards Dickerson. Rex Steiner tossed back up for Seifert. Tim Kaiser directing traffic for the Bulldogs. Here's Dickerson looking to get away from Cortez. Garland, he spins, ducks under, and has it stripped, but will stay here.
Phenomenal defensive effort from number 11.
Cortez able to keep him away from the hole. Dickerson back in. Josh Jordan just alongside the perimeter. He'll post up. Jordan turning, hands it off. Seifert looking for help. Spun it right back into the hands of McNanglo. Moving quickly. Fred Garland lost it. Dickerson back with it. Bulldogs down by 3 with 2:24 to go. Here's Dickerson, the Euro, the foul. Dickerson to the line for some crucial shots. Right now, where we'll come back in after this free throw. Right now, it's Rex Steiner, Chrisman, Dickerson, Seifert, and Jordan on the floor for the Bulldogs. And on the other side of things, it's Fred Garland, Cortez Garland, Aiden Smiley, Drew Moore, and Emmanuel McNanglo.
You'd love to see that emotion from number 24, Kendall Chrisman, as he's trying to hype up his buddy, Mikey Reitnower. Let's see if that heart and soul will translate, as this is a 62-44 ball game.
64-62 is the score here as Trine leads, and they're going to call timeout here. Heading into the break, 2 points separate these squads. Trine ranked number 7 in the country. Bulldogs trying to knock them off here on the biggest stage they'll see this season. And we'll be back with more basketball after the break. This one's going to go down to the wire.
Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs, Adrian College TV.
covered by the team.
Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs, Adrian College TV.
Back here at Little Caesars Arena. Fans enjoying the game. That's our executive director, Megan Abbey, taking this one in. Had some technical difficulties before the broadcast. We were able to get everything sorted out, and we're glad to be with you. Calvin Keys alongside Braden Packard, and thanks to the Detroit Pistons for having us here. It's been a great experience. And thanks to these two teams for playing great basketball. 64-62, the Thunder lead. It's Trine's Cortez Garland, defended by Josh Recksteiner. Fred Garland looking to get away from Reitnauer. Shake and bake. It's out for more. Seifert in coverage has to be careful not to foul. 5 seconds to shoot for the Thunder. Here's Moore moving in, lofts one up, and it falls. Timely finish for the Thunder as they extend their lead to 4. $1:45 to go. Here's Recksteiner. Left for Seifert. Now Dickerson. Josh Recksteiner for Michael Reitnauer. JJ for Reitnauer. Toss back out Seifert. Quick ball movement. Recksteiner will walk the baseline. That's smacked away, but Seifert has it again. 5 seconds to shoot. What a jumper from Nick Seifert. Boy, he's going all out in this one.
As I believe now he has 21 in the game. How do you do, Nick Seifert?
Savage from Seifert to accrue 21.
He's keeping it a close one. This is a 66-64 ball game still.
Minute left. Cortez Garland from distance was open, and he made the Bulldogs pay to advance it back to a 4-point lead. We're in the final minute from the Little Caesars Arena. Seifert. Bulldogs need a basket. Holding on to it. Moore in defense of him. Seifert looking for a lane. That one's knocked away by Smiley. Comes down with the ball. Great defense from number 5, the junior from Franklin, Tennessee. He'll move up the court with 33 seconds to play. And a foul called against Adrian. That was a crucial possession. And depending on how this free throw trip goes, this game could be put away by Trine. 32 seconds left. Fred Garland goes to the stripe. Mike Reitnauer will be replaced by Kendall Chrisman. 4-point advantage. Bulldogs still alive in this one, but it all depends on the free throw shooting from Trine down the stretch. Garland's going to miss the first. Chrisman heads in. They're going to need a clutch 3 or 2 from Chrisman here late in the game. Hopefully they can find him. Have to imagine Trine's going to be keen in on him after they've seen his shooting capabilities. As Warner's going to make the second, it's still a 2-possession game. Bulldogs call timeout to talk things over. They're in a bit of a tough spot with 32 seconds left. Down by 5, but we'll see how this one pans out. 32 seconds late in a basketball game can turn into or feel like a lot of time. So plenty of time left in this contest, and we'll see how it pans out after this break. Back inside the friendly confines of Little Caesars Arena, where the final score between the Pistons and Thunder was 120 to 104 in favor of the home team from Detroit. The home team from Adrian, Michigan trails by 5 here against a different Thunder team, that of Trine University, 7th ranked in the country, who has been given a good scare in this one thanks to the strong play of Adrian College. This one will be sent in by Seifert with 32 seconds left. Shot clock 2 seconds less than the game clock. Here's Seifert from the right wing, looking for space, defended tightly by Moore. Can't find a look. This is tossed out for Rechsteiner. Baseline, Dickerson, short. Bulldogs keep it, however. 13 seconds left now. Adrian would need a miracle. Down by 5. Trine with 69 points in this game. Bulldogs have 64. Dickerson. Seifert was open. How'd he miss that one? Goodness, it's stripped. And that could be the ball game as Trine's going to get the ball back. Inexplicably missed by Nick Seifert on a day where he's made nearly every shot. Was unable to make some when it counted here late on in the game, unfortunately for Adrian. Right now is heading in for Chrisman. 8 seconds left. Have to imagine we'll see a quick foul from Adrian here, Braden.
You'd really hope to see so, but let's hope that they foul the right guy, as fouling Fred Garland wasn't the best opportunity, as he's having a phenomenal game as well.
Adrian's going to get the ball back here after a sloppy inbound play from Trine.
Phenomenal bartering skills from Darius Welch. Bet you one day, as I bet you in a past life, he was a car salesman. Tell you what.
Welch sent in for Chrisman, turning, shooting, didn't miss by much. Rechsteiner fouled. Dickerson finishes. The shot won't count, and Rechsteiner's going to shoot free throws with 3 seconds left. So if you think if Rechsteiner somehow can make these shots, Bulldogs foul quickly, maybe you get an opportunity to try and tie the game. The odds feel insurmountable, but with 3 seconds left, there's still hope.
I feel like the best opportunity to do would be make the first one and then miss the second one. Try and bounce it off the rim back at yourself. Try and get the layup. Try and make it a 2-score game.
Potentially. We'll see what they do here. Still down by 4. Rechsteiner to shoot here after making the first. Bounces around. Smiley comes down with the ball. Sent forward, and that'll do it. Cortez Garland will run the clock off. Bulldogs are thunderstruck by the number 7 team in the country. Trine improves to 18-1 on the season. As for the Bulldogs, they fall to 5-14 and 3-5 in conference play, but it wasn't for a lack of trying. Gave this Trine team a great fight, but in the end, the Thunder, too much for the Bulldogs to handle. What a game we saw here today at Little Caesars Arena. Very entertaining contest that had a little bit of everything.
Yeah, Bulldogs are almost able to pull off the Cinderella story, because a good majority of the reason from number 10, Nick Seifert, and number 24, Kendall Kurzman, playing a phenomenal game. But Trine was not letting up at all, as they were able to keep it close throughout, and they were able just to keep on letting up, and they were not letting up at the end of the second half. Ending it at 69-65. Nice.
Trine Thunder will close this one out with a victory. A big indication of a top-ranked team is when you play competitive games, you usually end out on the winning side of it, and that's what we saw from Trine today, able to do enough to get the win. They look like a really strong team. It'll be interesting to see how the MIAA playoff picture continues to pan out. Final stats in this one, the score 69-65 in favor of Trine, and the field goal percentages were 43% for the Thunder, 45% for the Bulldogs, 33% from 3 for Trine, 35% for Adrian College, 31 rebounds for Trine to Adrian's 26, as the Thunder took over and led for 22.5 minutes of that game. They'll salute their crowd, and Trine University will pose for a photo and join together as a team as they were able to secure a big win. On the other side of things, Adrian heads to the showers after a hard-fought game, but another loss. Looking back on this one, our scoring leaders for Trine University, Fred Garland led them with 17 points, followed up by Cortez Garland as well as Brent Cox, who both had 13. Drew Moore finishes with 12. For Adrian College, they were led by Nick Seifert, who had 21 points. Kendall Chrisman joined him with 17. Braylon Dickerson and Josh Recksteiner with 8 points apiece. That's how this one finishes. And we're glad you've joined us. If you enjoyed our coverage, please hit that big red subscribe button so you don't miss the latest going on in Adrian College athletics. And follow us on all social media platforms at Adrian College TV. Well, that'll do it here. Thanks for joining us from Little Caesars Arena, and thanks to the Detroit Pistons for having us. And go Detroit Lions. Let's go take down the San Francisco 49ers tonight. That'll do it here. For our entire crew, Braden Packard, Dylan Knighton, Jake Luckhart, Forrest Vernier, Dakota Schneider, Alex Herman, Gino Capacchione, and Megan Abbey. I'm Calvin Keese, bidding you good night.
continue to take pride and learn from Asa Mahan's leadership today.